Hey everybody, Paula Lindsay here. Today was cut a little short. I stopped like 20 minutes till 2 today because there was a significant amount of lightning and rain. Um, I don't mind getting a little wet, but as I'm standing underneath the light poles and telephone lines and signal lights, I'm not going to do it in the lightning. So stopped a little bit early. Today I had company. I was not alone for most of the day. Pat R was there, and that was really cool. He is very enthusiastic and gets people involved and honking and cheering, and that's really cool. I really appreciate that. You know, you can set up anywhere. People on Facebook are asking, what do you do? How can you do anything about what's going on? Well, the minimum that you could do is call your representation in Washington, D.C. I call Liz Cheney first every day, and then I call my senators. Today, when I was speaking to Liz Cheney's office, I found out that the young woman who answers the phone, her name is Hannah, and she is from Cheyenne. She knew exactly where I was, knew exactly what corner I was standing on. And, it was kind of interesting talking to her because we have similar memories about Cheyenne, frontier days, and all of that. So she said, well, how often are these protests scheduled? Well, they're not really scheduled. There was a woman that stopped by yesterday and said, you're not doing a very good job here. You need to have a lot better organization than this. You need to have more than just yourself out here. Apparently she was too busy to join at the time, but that's the way it is. I'm usually there from 11 to 2, but I mean, it's something that anybody can do. You make a sign, and you can stand in front of your Capitol building. You can stand on a public corner. If there's a parking lot nearby, and they tell you you cannot park there, then obviously if it's private property, you cannot park there. But this is something that any issue you feel strongly about, you have the right to speak out, even if it's in total disagreement with your government. At least up till now, we still have the right to speak about things that are important to us, whether it agrees with the government or not. And certainly this issue of children being incarcerated on our borders and elsewhere in the country without any regard to their health, to their future, to any hope, to reuniting them with their family. I mean, there's no end in sight for the trauma that they're experiencing right now. And one of the things that I've been asking my representation to do is to go beyond party. They're all Republicans, but I mean, this cannot possibly matter. These are little children, and I don't care who started it. Some guy drove by today and said it was Clinton. I mean, I don't care. I don't care when it started. Right now, we are in a situation where it's clear that it's happening right now, and it is this administration's responsibility to stop it. So people have to stand up and absolutely demand that it stop. There are people who are making incredible amounts of money off of this. We are paying $750 per day per child, and it's obviously not going to any care toward these kids. As somebody is getting that money, so we can take action against this, and I definitely encourage everyone to do that, and it's kind of interesting. I mean, you have experiences that are my dog is complaining, that are a lot of neutrality, where people just don't care at all. A lot of positive response you'll get, and some of them are just downright funny. Like this guy drove into the parking lot, and I don't know why it is, but people have tried to give me money since I started this. I mean, one guy tried to give me $20 the other day, but I don't take it. It's not what I'm trying to do. I want to raise awareness, and I want people to respond by calling their representation in Washington, D.C. and get this changed. So he tried to offer me money. I refused, and he says, well, where's I-25? So I gave him directions. And then he wanted to know what I was doing. He had no clue what my sign said or anything. And I explained to him what it was I was doing. And he said, well, you know what's really happening. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to hear about it. And he said, he has a friend that lives in California. And the entire state has been taken over by drugs and by gang members with guns, and California is completely taken over, and there is no point in even going there, and that is what's happening to going to happen to the entire country. So I mean, you really have to scratch your head and wonder, where people come up with some of the ideas that they do. But it's a very interesting experience, and for me, I always wondered what my reaction would be if I were a person who was living in Germany in 1933 when Hitler took over. I know a lot of people do not like the comparisons between then and now, but when we're having children who are being taken from their parents, separated and put in camps, and I mean, I don't know how you can avoid the fact that there's serious and terrifying similarities between what's going on. But anyway, I always wondered, what would I do if I were one of those people? Would I be in the majority who just kind of ignored it, let it happen? Would I be in, would I be one of those saying, well, my economy has improved so much that, I think he's great, I'm going to support him? Or would I be in that very small minority of people who said, this is really not right? Dachau was opened just a few weeks after Hitler was made chancellor, and that's where he started, was by putting communists in Dachau. And I have an answer to myself now. I know that I would have found a way to protest somehow. Anyway, it's really important that we do something. And this is what I've chosen to do. Have a great afternoon, evening, and bye for now.